Okay. Okay. So the chapter 4, animal kingdom, right? First thing we are going to study is the basis of classification, levels of organization. Now basis of classification. This includes like a variety of fundamental features, arrangement of cells, body symmetry, nature of coelom, patterns of digestive, circulatory or reproductive systems. Right. Now first levels of organization. Although all members of Animalia are multicellular, all of them do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cells. For example, in sponges, the cells are arranged as loose cell aggregates, that is, they exhibit cellular level of organization. Some division of labor, that is, activities, occur among the cells. Division of labor occur among the cells. In ciliates, the arrangement of cells is more complex than the poriferans. Here, the cells performing the same function. The cells performing the same function and are arranged into tissues. It's kind of group of these are the tissues. Hence, is called tissue level of organization. Okay. A still higher level of organization, that is organ level, is exhibited by members of Platyhelminthes. So organ level first occurs in Platyhelminthes and other higher phyla where tissue are grouped together to form organs, each specialized for a particular function. And these tissues are grouped into the organs and each organ is particularly for a particular function. In animals like annelid, arthropoda, molluscus, echinoderms and chordats, organs have associated to from functional systems, each system concerned with a specific psychological function. This pattern is called organ system level of organization. So from annelida to chordata, it is organ system level of organization. And in platyhelminths, it is organ level of organization. Anyways, now organ system in different groups of animals exhibit various patterns of complexities. For example, the digestive system in Platyhelminthes has only a single opening to the outside of the body that serves as both mouth and anus, and hence is called the incomplete. Why it is incomplete? Digestive system is incomplete in Platyhelminthes because it has one opening. It acts as both mouth and anus, and hence is called the incomplete digestive system. A complete digestive system has two openings, that is mouth and anus. Similarly, a circulatory system being two types, open type and closed type. In open type, blood is pumped out of the heart and the cells and tissues are directly bathed in it. And closed type, in which the blood is circulated through a series of vessels of varying degrees, arteries, veins and capillaries. Now symmetry. What are the symmetry? It is radial symmetry, is it asymmetrical symmetry, or it is bilateral symmetry. In asymmetrical symmetry, examples are sponges. Sponges are mostly asymmetrical. Any plane that passes through the center does not divide them into equal halves. None of the plane can divide them. So that's it. That is asymmetrical. That is no symmetry at all. When any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into two identical halves, it is radial symmetry. Ciliated ctenophora, echinodermata have this kind of. Then in animals like annelida, arthropoda, where the body can be divided into identical left and right halves, left half and right half in only one plane, then it exhibits the bilateral symmetry. Okay, now these are the examples. First one is the radial symmetry, that is any plane and it divides into two equal halves, that is radial symmetry. In bilateral symmetry is only this crab showing only one plane, okay, and that divides the crab. So bilateral symmetry. Now third thing is the diploblastic and triploblastic organization. There are three types of germ layers, that is ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. So ectoderm and endoderm and diploblastic, they have the mesoglia into them, ciliate and ctenophora, these are the examples. And triploblastic, that is there is a third layer, that is mesoderm. Mesoderm in between the ectoderm and endoderm, and are called triploblastic animals. That is platyhelminths to chordates. Right, now what is the coelom? Now there are three types of layers, right? Now the presence or absence of body cavity between the body wall and the gut wall, that is digestive wall, is very important in classification. The body cavity which is lined by mesoderm, the body cavity which on the both side it is lined by, there is a presence of mesoderm around them. The body cavity which is lined by mesoderm is called the coelom. Animals possessing coelom, these are the coelomates. Example, annelids, mollusks, arthropods, echinoderms, hemichordates and chordates. In some animals, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is present as scattered pouches in between the endoderm and ectoderm. Okay, such a body cavity is called pseudocoelom, and the animals possessing them are called pseudocoelomates. Such a body cavity is called the pseudocoelom. It is not completely a coelom, and the animals possessing them are called pseudocoelomates. Example: Aschelminthes. So pseudocoelomates example is Aschelminthes. Okay, the animals in which the body cavity is absent are called acoelomate. The body cavity is just absent, right? But it is triploblastic: ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. But body cavity is just not seen. The examples is Platyhelminthes. So these are the example. These are the figures, right, showing germinal layers, diploblastic, ectoderm, endoderm, mesoglia present, and mesoderm triploblastic, ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. See, mesoderm is on the inside, right? Uh, no, in the middle. Mesoderm is in the middle. Endoderm inside, right? Mesoderm inside. Now it's all done. You see in here, like coelomate. First one is the coelomate, second one is the pseudocoelomate, and third one is the acoelomate. Acoelomate means no body cavity at all. So ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. Example: Platyhelminthes. And coelomate means ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. So the mesoderm is differentiated, that is surrounded by the line by the mesoderm. So it is coelomate animals. And pseudocoelomate animals, the mesoderm is possessed in the pouches. Okay, say possessed in the pouches. It's written in here: in some animals the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. The body cavity is not lined by mesoderm, and instead a mesoderm is present. As scattered pouches in between the endoderm and ectoderm. Such a body cavity is called pseudocoelom, and the animals possessing them are called pseudocoelomates. And the animals in which the body cavity is absent are called Platyhelminthes. Okay, now segmentation. In some animals, the body is internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of at least some organs. For example, in earthworm, the body shows this pattern called metameric segmentation, and phenomena is known as metamerism. Notochord is mesodermally divide the grasses. Mesodermally derived rod-like structure form on the dorsal form form on the dorsal side during embryonic development in some animals. Animals with notochord are called chordates, and those animals who do not form the structure are called non-chordates. Okay, and so non-chordates, these are the porifera to echinodermata, and hemichordate is not a chordate, right? Then so like animals with notochordate are called chordates, and those animals which do not form the structure are called non-chordates. Now classification of animals. The broad classification of animals based on common fundamentals such as, right, now it is first one is the cellular level, second one is the tissue, organ system. Okay, animalia or multicellular. Symmetry. Now the level of organ cellular symmetry mostly asymmetrical. Body cavity or coelom, that is acoelomate. Ctenophora and platinum, these are also acoelomate. Now what does acoelomate has? Acoelomate means body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Then acoelomate, then phylum porifera. Now tissue, organ system, that is radial and bilateral. Now radial symmetry acoelomate, that is ctenophora, cnidaria, and ctenophora, right? Now bilateral without body cavity, that is acoelomate. without body cavity, that is platyhelminthes, that is acoelomate, with false coelom, that is pseudocoelomates, that is aschelminthes, and with true coelom, that is coelomates. So acoelomates, pseudocoelomates, and coelomates, that is Annelida 2 chordata. These are all the coelomates, that is true coelom, and false coelom, that is pseudocoelomates, that is aschelminthes, without body cavity, acoelomate, platyhelminthes. So this is the table. Like Echinodermata exhibits radial or bilateral symmetry depending on the stage. Broad classification of kingdom Animalia based on some broad classification of animal is based on common. Okay, the importance of the different phylum Porifera. The members of this phylum are commonly known as sponges. They are generally marine and mostly asymmetrical animals. These are primitive multicellular animals and have cellular level of organization. Sponges have water transport or canal system. Water enters through minute spore ostia and in the body while into. These are primitive multicellular animals and have cellular level of organization. Sponges have water transport or canal system. Water enters through the minute pores ostia in the body. Water enters through minute pores ostia in the body will not ascend body wall into a central through the operculum, right? No, in the body will wall into a central cavity spongiocele, from where it goes out through the upper osculum, right? Osculum. Then this pathway of water transport is helpful in food gathering, respiratory exchange, and removal of waste. So removal of waste, food gathering, and respiratory exchange. Water canal system. Then choanocytes or cola cells line the spongiocele and the canals. Present in the spongiocele and the canal. Digestion is intracellular. The body is supported by a skeleton made up of spicules or spongiocele. The body is supported by a skeleton made up of spicules and spongin fibers. Sexes are not separate hermaphrodite, and eggs and sperms are produced by the same individual. Sponges are not separate hermaphrodite, that is, eggs and sperms are produced by the same individual. Storages reproduce asexually by fragmentation and sexually by formation of gametes. But fertilization is internal and fertilization is internal and development is indirect, having a larval stage which is morphologically distinct from the adult. I say Cycon, that is Scypha, Spongilla, that is freshwater Spongia, that is bath sponge, and bath sponge, freshwater Spongilla. Cycon material, Cycon, Scypha, Spongilla, freshwater sponge, and Spongia, bath sponge. Okay, so all these are done. First diagram is Cycon, that is Scypha. Second one is this much, that is third one is Spongia, I think bath sponge, and second one is Coelenterata, that is Nidaria. Okay, they are aquatic, mostly marine, sessile or free living, radially symmetrical animals. The name Nidaria is derived from the nidoblast or nidocytes it does have, which contain the stinging capsule, or nematocytes, which contains nidoblast or nidocytes, which contain nematocytes present on the tentacle and the body. On the tentacle and the body, they use Okay. Now neuroplasts are used to for encourage defense and for the capture of prey. They have the central gastrovascular. Neuroplasts are used for anchor defense and the capture of prey. Nidaria exhibit tissue level of organization and are diploblastic. They have central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening, mouth on the hypostome and digestion is extracellular and intercellular. Some of the Nidarians example. Some of the Nidarians example corals have a skeleton composed of calcium carbonate. Nidarian exhibit two basic form of that is polyp and medusa. The former being the former the former the the the, the former is a sessile cylindrical form like Hydra or Adamsia. These are the like cylindrical form like Hydra and Adamsia, whereas the latter umbrella shaped and free living like Orilla or jellyfish. Those Nidarians which exhibit in both forms exhibit internal internal. What I'm talking about, bro? Here I'm getting sleep. The former is a cylindrical form like Hydra Adamsia, whereas the latter is umbrella shaped and free living like Orilla or jellyfish. These Nidarians which exhibit in both forms exhibit whereas the latter one is umbrella shaped and free living like Orilla or jellyfish. These Nidarians which exhibit in both functions alternation of generation metagenesis, that is polyps produce medusa asexually and medusa form the polyps an example is obelia, right? Polyp produce medusa asexually and polyp produce medusa asexually and medusa form polyp sexually, that is obelia. Physalia, that Portuguese man of war, Adamsia sea anemone, then Penachula, that is sea pen, Georgina sea fan, and meandrina, that is brain coral. Right, so this is the diagram of neuroblast and it has a stinging. Now phylum Ctenophora. The Ctenophora, these are the sea walnuts or comb jellies, right? It has the eight external it has 8 external something wires or something he showed me on that day. Now exclusively marine, radially symmetrical diploblastic organisms with tissue level of organization. The body bears 8 external rows of ciliated comb. Which help in locomotion, and this comb help in locomotion. Digestion is both intercellular or extracellular, which the body the body bears 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates which help in locomotion, and digestion is both extracellular and intercellular. Now bioluminescence, the property of a living organism to emit light, right? Is well marked in ctenophore. Is well marked in ctenophore. The property of a living organisms to emit light is well marked in ctenophores. Sexes are not separate. Reproduction takes place only by one sexual means. Fertilization is external. with indirect development. So example is Pleurobancha and Ctenophora. So this is Ctenophora and this one, they have the tentacles, and there's the stinging capsules are present. So these are like Ctenophora, that is Pleurobranchia.